All right, go.
Now we're going to tour the Weber house.
Be careful, it's kind of slippery. Okay, welcome. This is the Weber house. Can you guess how old the Weber house is? Do you think it's 100? Do you think it's older than 100? Yes. Do you think it's 110? 120? 130? 133? Yes, 133 years old. Can you imagine? And do you think it was always on this property? No. It was originally 6 blocks northeast of here on Emerald Avenue. And it was moved to this location in 1985. And when it came to us, it was in really sad shape. All the windows were broken. We had to replace the front. Were in the house back then?
No.
That's right, no. But they are between the age of 1880 and 1920. This photo is of Mr. Weber, John Weber, and he married and had 2 children, 2 sons, just like you guys. Here's their picture, Clarence and Elmer. And this was the Weber's first home, and then they built a second home on the same property, a little bit bigger, and then eventually they moved to Los Angeles. But this house, after the Webers had moved out, was used for their farmhands. And so the guys would sleep upstairs. It would be like a big open loft, so they could all sleep up there. We have somebody that lives upstairs and who also watches the house and the grounds for us. Kind of neat, huh? So have you ever seen a 3D movie? Have you gone to the movies and seen the 3D where you put the glasses on?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you look through here, this is the first 3D. Kind of cool, huh? Yep. You want to see? So in the evening, when they would come home from school and they'd done their chores, they would come in and they would read books, or they would play the organ, play the Victrola. They would do all kinds of those things. So do you have chores that you do? Do you have your own room, or do you have to share your room? Yes, so you don't have to have your little baby brother in this room with you, right? No. Do you know what this is? This is a sewing machine, and this is how you control it with the pedal down here. And then we have this dress, and back in the day you could be married in this dress. It was an all-purpose dress. So we went from this era, the 1800s, to the very risque 1920s. Do you know what this is for? Guess. What do you think happened in this? If it was cold and rainy outside, and if you didn't want to walk all the way out to the outhouse, you would go to potty in this. This is called the chamber pot. Whose job do you think it was to empty this? The children's job. Yeah. Is a picture of the house that we're in right now, but at the original location. We have this old Sears and Roebuck catalog from 1902. Can you imagine if you wanted to order something, you would use the catalog. You didn't go to the internet or to the store. So you'd be all excited for this to come, and then you'd open the pages and you'd circle something that you wanted or dog-eared the page. And then when it was old and they were waiting for the new one to come, they would take this outside and they would hang it in the outhouse. And do you know what they'd use it for?
No.
Do you know?
Yeah. What do you think they use in the outhouse?
What? Toilet paper?
Yes, they tear the pages out and they use it as toilet paper. Later they built it. See how they have the old tub that has the legs on it? And then this is the old shaving mug, and they put the soap on their face, and then they take the razor and they shave their whiskers off.
Now, when did they install the toilet?
This has been probably in, I'd say, the 50s.
50s?
I'm not exactly positive, but yeah.
Mom.
Okay, guys.
Hey, don't do that.
Okay, let's go and check out the kitchen. Hi. Those as toilet tissue. But we don't go up there. These are some photos of the Weber family. That's John Weber, 2 sons are over here. Again, here's some photos of the house that we're in right now on the other property. We have 150 trees on this side. This is 1.5 acres and 1.5 acres on the other side.
What did Mr. Weber do?
He was
As a farmer?
Yes, and that's how he earned his money. And he employed, we have those photos. Cute little kitchen, huh? All cozy. See, we have an ice box, not a refrigerator. Feel how cold this is, just from the insulation. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, hi. And we put a card in the window that would signify we wanted the Iceman to come and stop and see these photos with these big tongs. He'd carry the ice on his back. These big blocks of ice. And then as they would melt, they'd go down into that pan. And supposedly, guess whose job it was to empty that? The children. Because everyone had chores to do. You had to do chores before you went to school, chores to do when you came home from school, plus your homework. Hey, that's just 2-party. This was multiple party. So you never knew who was listening to the information. Sometimes it was a good thing if you had a baby, or sadly if somebody had passed away. So it could be good or bad.
How do you make it ring?
On the side.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah. This is the old bread box. You know, put bread or you could put rolls or whatever in here. And then we have the wood burning stove. You have to go out and chop the wood, bring it in. You know, put the wood in here, light it with the match. This was the old iron.
I couldn't imagine.
Can you imagine? Absolutely. We had another one, but somebody's moved it, a more modern one. Of course,
Oops, sorry.
toaster, if anybody's ever camped, maybe you've seen this before. You put the slices of bread around here by the fire. From this, then we go to this, and then of course, then we have the multiple slice toasters today. Let's see what else. Do you know what this is for? No, you know what they would do? They would hang these rugs outside, and then you would hit them with this, and the dust would shake out, and they could air them out. What about? Are you related? Do you know what this is for? When you go to the movies, what do you have?
Popcorn.
That's right. So you'd put the corn in here. You'd go outside. You know, they would grow the corn. They dry it. They put it in here. Do this. Make the popcorn. How about this? Put an apple here. Turn the handle. And you would peel the apple or the potato. This is a meat grinder. You could put meat in here. You could put eggs in here. You could put all kinds of different things in here to make, you know, like a spread to put on a sandwich or something. Here's just a few of the items that the old windmill, you pump the water. We allow the kids to do that. It's recycled. The barn is over 100 years old. It also was in Laverne. I'm trying to think, in the summertime, if you've been here, you can see the garden. The garden is beautiful. We have concerts in the park, pumpkin patch. We have snow day. The city brings snow in, which is neat.
So how many of the family live?
And after that, after they had moved out of this house, they had built another house on the same property, which was 6 blocks northeast of here on Emerald Avenue. They had all the ranch hands upstairs. So the house kind of changed hands and did many things. But the last family that lived in this house was
And I spent it money.